So welcome to my tutorial on how to create a Google form. So this is my Gmail page, and in order to access Google Forms, you just click on Drive here, and Google Drive is a suite of all the Google apps along with an online storage locker. So I'm just going to hit Create here, and you can see you can create a folder to manage your files, a document, which is a word processing um, app, presentation, spreadsheet, form. So we're going to hit Form. And that will open up a new tab and bring you to this page. And and it asks you, what do you want to title the form? I'm just, for the sake of this training, I'm going to put tutorial example, and I'm going to hit default for the style of the form. So my first question I'm going to ask is, always like to number my questions. I'm going to ask for your name. And this allows for when you get your responses of who gave you the responses when you look at the data. So let's put for help text. This is just to describe what that question means if they don't understand what your name means. But please tell us who you are. And you can choose a question type. And so obviously you don't need a multiple choice of who you are. So I'm just going to put text, and it's going to give you a short answer where they can just type in their name. And we want to hit, if you want this data, you want to hit required question and hit done. The second question, let's say I'm doing a training on Google Docs. I'm going to add an item, and my question is going to be number 2. Rate yourself on how well you know Google Docs. And I'm going to make it a scale, so I'm going to put 1 being nothing and 10 being you're a Google ninja, which is kind of the term they use if you're an expert at something. I'm going to change this question type to scale, and since I put 1 through 10 here on my help text, I'm going to increase the scale from 1 to 10, and I can label it if you don't have help text. So I'm going to put 10 nothing and 1 nothing and 10 ninja. I'm going to make this a required question as well. I'm going to add one more item just for the sake of showing you what types of answers you can get. I'm going to put number 3, questions or concerns about Google Docs or this training. And people might need some more space, so then we're going to put paragraph text, which will give them this box to answer, give you longer answers. I'm going to make this a required question. I'm going to hit done. So if you just wanted 3 questions, you're pretty much done with your form. Now, this would be helpful in a pre-test, like pre-assessment. Perhaps you were doing a training on something, and a lot of respondents put, I am a 3, and then maybe you have them take another form, do another form where you assess how they felt after the training, and maybe they might put 7 and you would see growth, which would be good feedback, and you can do this quite easily. So now here are your options for sending the form. After they submit their form, if you check this box here, it says show link to submit another response, and this is helpful because if maybe there are people without a device where they can do the form, they can just hand the device to somebody else and do another form, so that's helpful. So I'm just going to leave it at this. Now, if I view the live form, I'll go back real quickly. If you want to view the live form, what that looks like, it looks like this. And I could actually, and I will actually, why don't I do the form myself. I am Andy Lee. Google Docs, I would say I am not a ninja, but I would consider myself maybe 7 or 8. I'm going to put 8. Hope you cover scripts when you get a chance. And scripts is kind of more for advanced users, but this is just for the sake of training. So I'm going to hit submit. Okay, and you'll see that after you hit submit, it takes you to this box here. Now, what I would recommend that you do is, this is your live response. And if you wanted people to access this form, you don't want them to type in this giant URL, which probably would be very difficult to copy. So I'll show you a way to make it a little bit easier. So if you highlight it and you copy it, and let me open up a new link here, a new, what is this, tab. and you go to bit.ly.com, bitly.com, it will take you to this fantastic page. And you don't need to worry about all of this. What's helpful is what's up here. So I'm going to paste my giant link up here, and I'm going to hit shorten. And what that does, it will give you a manageable link. It's taken this giant URL and turning it into this. So I'm going to copy this. So let's say you are doing a training and you wanted people to access this link. Okay, instead of giving them this giant link, which they would not be able to copy down quickly, you could open a new document, a Word document, and hit paste, and then you can just zoom in here. Zoom, 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 zoom. And then have people in your course copy this into their web browser, and it would take you to this form. Well, I made this giant, so let me go back to 100%. So that's an easy way of sharing a link. Another thing you could do is if you wanted to use this giant link and you already had a web page or a page open where they could just go to your page. For example, my website is called Mr. Lee. And so this is a little more manageable, mrleeshs.webs.com. If you direct them to a site that's easier to access, you can put the link on the website and then connect it through there. So there's two ways of for people to access this form. So let me show you finally what the data would look like. So this is where you created your form. You saw that I submitted my responses, and so when you're on this page, you can choose. Let me just show you where you want the data to go. The default is going to be the title of your document plus responses, and it's going to open it. It's going to make a new spreadsheet in Google Docs. So I'm going to hit create. Oh, so maybe I don't know if it will have captured my data because this responses haven't been set up. But let's see if we can see if my response went through. It has not yet. So because I didn't set up where the responses were going to go. So let me go to the view live form, and I'm going to fill this out again. Andy Lee, I'm an 8. I'd like to learn more about scripts, and I'm going to hit submit. Okay, so now that my response is in, this is what the screen will look like once they submit a response. I'm going to go to view responses now, and oh, it did capture my first response. So here's my response. It says a time that they submitted the form, the name, rate yourself, concern. So if you had your people that you're presenting to do this before you presented, you could quickly glance, instantaneously as they submit their responses, so that you can kind of begin addressing their needs as you train them, or whatever information that you wanted to gather. And that you'll find Google Form to be a helpful tool. Thank you.